Pretty close, a couple resets there, but we're getting there. Happy Monday, everybody. May 8th,
Happy Monday.
first week of 5th month. Look at my brother sitting there on the Rhine River in Germany at 2:00 in the afternoon.
What's going on?
How cool.
No excuse to get off schedule.
That's it. Our schedules are yob.
That's it.
Very
Look at
cool.
that. Little
Oh, that
castle in
castle in the background, the Rhine River. How cool.
There's
Oh,
a
it's at
thermal
that
train.
point place we went? That's it.
No,
Here's-
this is a different city called Wiesbaden.
Okay.
And that's where the global conference is. So,
And you go on stage tomorrow?
Yep.
So I'm kind of upset with you because you're going to share the project with Germans before you're going to share it with the Americans.
now we're just going to get them ready and they get to pick after we can. They can't buy until after we have our meetings.
That's right. Nice, nice, nice.
But the pressure's on. You got to get your people going or else all the Germans are going to take them.
That's right.
So we're going to have some fun today.
We are. We're going to mix it up a little bit. So let's talk about some things that we did last week. We had an event on Wednesday at noon. Remember that one? How many of you? Probably this group was the group that was on it. We had Matthew Ferry talking about manifesting things. Sorry, I've got a fountain made a funny sound. Manifesting things. What was it?
I'd like to see a couple get takeaways from that.
Yeah, let's hear
to unmute and talk. What did you guys take away from that message on Wednesday?
Don't all talk at once.
Good morning.
Chat it in or unmute and talk. Good morning. That sounds like a Dale Neighbors.
Oh, boy, that's scary. I signed up.
Some way and ended up
Did you good?
in chokehold after
You broke up on us there, Dale.
I signed up.
Oh, you did? Good for you. I'll see you there.
What was
Yeah.
your takeaway from the event that made you want to sign up, Dale?
Well, I just felt like the way he presented it, and I guess he's the original drunk monkey guy. It just kind of, it just kind of makes you. That's my own personal Achilles heel. You know, I think I do well, but I could really do well.
Yep.
What I'm
Well,
saying.
Dale, some kudos to you. You show up at everything. You show up at the trainings, you show up at the parties, you show up at the events. I mean, you're engaged, and that's going to help a lot because we're going to get into some really cool stuff as this thing progresses.
Oh, and by the way, we had a nice event at the office, which you were there Friday.
Yep. Cinco de Mayo, baby.
And if I could real quick, Craig, when I was talking to you when we were at the Friday event,
Mhm.
one thing you do if you get anybody that seems to be hot to trot to list,
Yep.
and like I had I guess you'd call it a sort of a sphere, but kind of a Facebook thing. And the guy blasted it out. I'm looking for a realtor within my community or my sphere. So, you know, I jumped all over it, sent him a text with not just a text, with my, Ruby thing and several other goodies in it. Then by the end of the day, I'd already sent him the Moxie presentation.
Ah, I'm hearing Moxie coming to the words a lot these days.
So when I met with him and his partner at the house, he was interviewing agents. But I had so much stuff with me, and I had already sent him stuff. But he said, "Well, I'll get back with you." So I'm down the road 5 minutes away, and he says, "We've decided to go. We want to work with you." So I just turned around and went back because I had all the forms signed except price, et cetera, and we listed it. Went live Friday. It was open Saturday. 7 people came to the open house. I walked the neighborhood, and you could say 7 is either a lot or not, but Some of them were quality, which I'd rather have quality over quantity. And I did something a little extra to it. They could come an hour early if you lived in the neighborhood, and 4 of them were neighbors, but they were neighbors either living with adult family that they really needed their own home, different things, but I gave out a gift bag if you came between 10 and 11 to neighbors. I had a little drawing, but I did a drawing a little different that they didn't know. I gave, everyone was a winner, and I went to every house and gave them the gift.
Nice.
But it was a way to capture all their emails, etc.
So what did Dale do right?
He went to work. took
Exactly,
action.
everything. He got a listing. He was fast on it, had the paperwork ready. He used Moxie. He went door knocking. 7 people at open house is plenty.
Well, it first started with what he said in the very beginning. I'm doing very well, but I know I can do better.
Right.
Which means he's got clarity of drive to do better. And he knows that just doing what he's been doing is going to create what he already has. So in order to want more, you've got to do more than you're already doing, or else you can't have more than you have.
Yep. Love it. I thought you were going to tell me it sold in the first day, and I was going to get upset because it's not supposed to happen that fast. We got a Chris Reed in the room. Welcome back, Chris.
Hello, hello.
I was totally
All right,
convinced
all
I
right.
was doing this myself this morning, so I got a whole plan, but now we're going to deviate because we got more people.
We
than you
don't
just
hang
listened. My high D was going to come out today, so it's still going to come out today. Sorry.
Well, good thing we're on, Chris, or else we drop attendance down to 4. So we're going to
Right.
balance you out a little bit here.
Well, what happened on Friday, attendance dropped down to 30. We started out with 80 people, and you all said you wanted to keep it going, and then it's dropping. We're at 50 right now, and we were on 30 on Friday. So you don't like the accountability piece. So we're gonna get this group into a high-tech group that's going to be super manifesting.
Yep.
Right. So let's continue to talk a little more comment about Matthew Ferry last week.
Yeah.
Nobody saying anything?
I got something.
What'd you get, David?
I just got back into town, so I was excited I made it in time to get on that Zoom. And one of the biggest things that hit for me, because I'm all about manifestation and law of attraction, positivity. But one of the biggest things that hit for me is where he talked about release your attachment to the process. You don't know how it's going to happen.
Exactly.
And then, of course, showing his funny license plate was even better. But that's a big deal for me because I try so hard to learn the steps and pay attention and I spend too much time trying to decide what to do, I believe. So that kind of hit for me pretty well as far as just get off my rear end and do stuff. As long as I'm doing something, it's going to work.
That's the temple, right? The fuck out temple.
Absolutely.
It was funny. You got an awareness. I say this all the time, right? Awareness gives you flexibility gives you options and power. I'm out walking the dog. There's another Craig isn't for you, Chris. And I'm looking at my yard, my trees, and they need to be trimmed. And I made a note to myself, I need to call Lupe, who does my yard. And I didn't call Lupe. I went out for a walk that afternoon. I hear ladders in my yard, and Lupe's here trimming all my trees. I didn't cause that to happen. I just put a thought in the universe and it showed up. And that's a little version of manifesting. That's if just to pay attention. Things happen like that all the time. And as you pay more attention to it, things fall into place, or at least you recognize things that you wouldn't have recognized because you set the intention. And that's one of the things I talked to Jeff actually this morning about what we're going to talk about today. And that's what I want to do today. So we've been setting the intentions for you, and they're not as good when we set them for you. Right? Obviously, because you guys have not, most of, at least you're not talking about it. I did my 10 today. I did my 10 today. I did my 10 today, 5 days in a row. I'm not hearing that. So we thought we'd mix it up today. So that's still the same concept is there. The game is what the game is. It is, we're looking for buyers. We've got down payment assistance. A lot of you said that down payment assistance is a good hook to get them to start talking to you. Not everybody's going to qualify for it, but at least it gets you into a conversation, or they know somebody who would like to get into a home that needs down payment assistance. So it's a great way to get it done. So keep that on the intention, same as last week. And then the second part was, we still have an inventory shortage problem. We do. I hear there's 2 houses coming on the market in my neighborhood this week. I know we got one of them. The other one's going to try FSBO for a while, which is kind of silly, but we'll see how that works. but 2 coming on the market. This how this neighborhood, Mom, how many houses are normally on the market in Symphony? 6 to 10?
Well, it depends when are you talking about, like now, or what it
No,
used to be?
typically, just a normal real estate market.
A normal real estate market, yeah, about 6 to 10.
And now there's 0. Well, there's actually
Right.
just 1. For $3 million, which.
It's
there was
beautiful.
It's
Mhm.
gorgeous,
Mhm.
but we never had $3 million houses in Apollo Beach. So he's a little high on that end, my personal opinion. But it'll sit there for a while. It's already been like 3 weeks on the market. So we have an inventory shortage, and let's just call people out. And why are people moving now?
Different reasons.
Life.
Life
That's it.
happens.
And there's still investments happening if they work. And we got some investment seminars coming up too on the 23rd. Frank's gonna do his Velocity of Money class, and we'll Zoom that too and do it live in the Apollo Beach training room. Yeah. What
And
else?
the 18th, got a big one on the beach too.
Yeah, we got a beach reveal on the 18th.
Hey,
That's it.
one takeaway from the Matthew thing that I reminded me about that I'd forgotten about was his visual about just kind of let it be, kind of what Dave was just talking about.
Yep.
Right after that class, I went on Google Images and downloaded, put it on my wall, a picture of surfers. And it's an interesting picture because it's a really nice beach, really nice sunset. And there's 3 surfers actually in the picture. One is riding the wave he caught, right? One just missed one. And one was riding out to see if they can go find the next one, right? 2 totally different phases of the day, but it's the blind faith at the end that it's coming, right? They're
Yep.
out there to receive, and so they're at different stages of receiving, right? They're ready at different levels. They're in the right place. They're not at the right place. They're not there yet. They're not at the right place for this wave, but there'll be one for the next one. But the blind faith and the patience is there, knowing that they're in the right spot, doing the right thing.
Yeah, it's
Right?
all coming.
Equipped with the right tools. Yep.
It's all coming. Carla Dale asked, what was your gift in your gift bag?
Well, that's a surprise. I can't really squeal.
That's confidential.
Very-
It's a matter of national security. We can't reveal that information.
It's a usable thing that everyone likes. I'm gonna trade secret though.
Sorry, Carly, he's not sharing.
Uh,
Mike Clamon, I sent text to every contact in my book in the last 2 weeks. Good for you. I sent 231 letters to my farm in April and 221 postcards in the farm. That's awesome. I'm gonna mute you, Laura. Okay. Dang. I guarantee his business card was in it. Michael, did you get that listing? You said the listing coming up too. Nope. Okay. Who's talking? Who's talking?
And
Ooh,
back to the intentions.
yeah. So let's get clear. Remember, we talked about this whole thing started with clarity, focus, action, and accountability. So if you're going to set an intention, should it be a clear intention or should it be fuzzy?
Clear.
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 So give me an example of a clear intention. Jeff, you gave me one this morning. That
Yeah,
was-
the difference is the question is, hey, I'm gonna make 50 contacts this week. I'm gonna connect with 50 people between now and Friday. And that's good. That's a clarity statement, but it's still fuzzy. Right? I'm gonna connect versus I'm gonna connect with 50 people. And as a result of that, I'm gonna find one really motivated seller and a phenomenal price point and get the listing signed. Right.
That's
little
much
bit
much more clearer. Much clearer.
And then think about what that does, right? That kicks in the reticular activating system in your brain, right, Chris? And now what's happening in your life this week is going to either take you closer towards that outcome or not, right? It's going to push away things that are not going to get you closer to that outcome. It's easy to make 50 contacts. You could just do that at Starbucks and say, oh, I made my contact, didn't work, but that's not good enough. It's I made my contacts, I made my connections, and look what happened as a result of it. And then that's just going to let things stand into motion to get you that business that you're intending. Right. And that's just an example. That's not what we want to be yours for this week. That's just an example of how clear we want to make yours. Because what we want you to do is come up with yours for this week. What's going to be badass that's happening to you this week? It's going to put a big ass smile on your face. That's going to just fire you up. And what's the result? And that's what the mission today is going to be. It's not us telling you, it's you telling us what your intention for this week is going to be.
And what I
Between
want to
now-
do is have you either say it and I'll write it down, or put it in the chat and I'll save it. And then Friday is Accountability Friday, where we say, I said I was going to do this. And on Friday, you say, I did do this, or I did not do this. Ooh. That puts the money where the mouth is, doesn't it? That's where I figured Chris and Jeff would get pissed out. Shit, that they're going to drop out now and never come back again.
Well, but you can't make the statement until you check box one. Like, what's the clarity? What's going to put the big ass smile on your face? What are you doing this for? Right? What's the number one goal that you're looking to accomplish that's going to just put the smile on your face? What do you want to happen? Because without that step one done, you can talk to a gazillion people. There's no outcome that's supposed to happen because you don't have anything to happen that you're trying to get to happen. So it all goes back to the clarity moment. That's why we tweaked that statement. I'm going to have one really good listing come up in that price point, because let's say you go get a $600,000 listing this week. How do you get a $600,000 listing this week? You talk to people with $600,000 houses. That's how you do that, and it's that simple. And then $600,000 listing, 3% listing, $18,000 at your split on that. That's a significant week at earnings, right? But you have to know what you're going to do with that check, right, to fire you up and get the passions going, to take the actions to go do that, because you know what you're going to do with that cash, right? So the clarity's got to be there, and then the action has got to follow with the intentions. Does that make sense?
Perfect sense. And
Chris,
then
what do you want to ask?
to give you some leadership on that, though, the three most important things to get done is have at least 6 months worth of savings. There's no screwing around and doing investing and shit. You need 6 months worth of savings to secure your home base in case something goes wrong, right? We got to get rid of all the negative debt. That's credit cards and student loans and stuff like that. Cars are not negative debt, in my opinion, neither are houses. Get rid of the negative debt. And then number 3 is start saving cash with the big ass smile on your face. Because really, you don't get the big ass smile until number 1 and number 2 are taken care of, right? It's a constant frown pulling your teeth, right? So number 1, number 2. So if you don't have those two, make that your big ass smile goal. That's just responsible and really cool. And most financial planners will agree with you on that. All right. So that's it. Now, if you have that, God bless you. Wonderful. Now, what's the big ass smile? I want to start. Most of you are saying I want an investment property, right? So what's it going to take to buy an investment property? You know, investment properties are typically 30% down. So you're not going to find much for under 400 grand. So 30% down on 400 grand is 120,000 bucks. Now that becomes an effort, right? But if you're selling a $600,000 house and making 18 or 15,000 bucks on it, you know, only gonna do 10 of those a year, and you've got the cash for your first investment property that is financially secure, paying cash flow, you're winning across the bet, if that's what you're trying to do. Maybe you want a new boat. Maybe you want to join the Freedom Boat Club and it's, you know, $5,000 initiation fee and $500 a month. Or maybe you want to do college savings for the grandkids, or you want to do college savings for your kids, or you want to start a 529 plan for college savings, or you want to buy Florida prepaid, or you want to do donate to the church, you want to go on a mission, whatever it is, that's extra after you have 1 and 2 done. So we are talking about, what is this, May? Oh my God, it's almost halfway through the year. We only have about 30 weeks left in this year. Holy, that's not a lot. So 30 commitments. So let's start 1 commitment at a time. Lauren, I'll get that today from Angie, the time for the velocity of money. It'll probably be like 5 o'clock. So anybody want to share? Let's get a couple people to share an intention of what they'll do this week. And then the rest of you, I'd like you to chat in. Everybody that has a picture or a name on the screen, I want you to chat something in. You can just do it to host and panelists, and we'll write them down. And then next week we'll talk about it. And if you're afraid of that, then lower the bar. That's another one of Matthew's sayings, right? If you've never done it before and we hit you with 10 a day and you're not going to do 10 a day, then do 5. If you won't do 5, do 1. And if 1 goes well, do another one. So we're not going to judge you on this. You don't have to put it in the public comments. You know, when it says in the chat field, it says right now, mine says to everyone. It's got a little carrot, you drop it down and it says you can send it just to Jeff or Jimmy. And there's one that says host and panelist. Usually there is. No, it's not in this one. So just send it to me. And I will write it down.
Let's get an example of somebody. Somebody give us an example of what your intention is between now and Friday.
Here's an
Sure,
example. I'm going to hold an open house at 123 Any Street on Saturday. And I'm going to prospect the neighborhood with Moxie flyers. I'm going to talk to at least 25 people. And I'm going to have 5 unrepresented buyers show up at the open house. And I'm going to get 3 prospects. Yeah. I'm going to do what Ryan did last week. How about that?
I have one.
To open houses, everything works, guys. And that was what I thought last night when I was thinking this through. It doesn't matter to us. If you want to do open houses because they're path of least resistance, that's fine. A little passive, add some aggressiveness into it. Right? So knocking on doors around the neighborhood with a flyer, inviting them through. If you want to go crazy, do what Dale did and go an hour early just for the neighborhood. But let's just set the intention for what we're going to do this week. I'm going to exhaust my database in my phone with those text messages. I'm going to hold an open house. I'm going to call expired listings. I'm going to call for sale by owners. I'm going to call absentee owners. I'm going to buy the zip code on realtor.com. Ooh, I will deliver 5 nurse care packages to celebrate Nurses Week and connect with 50 prior clients. That's wonderful, Joanna. I should have
What's
said.
going to happen as a result there, Joanna?
Yeah,
That's the next. And as a result, I'm going to find 2 people that are going to be moving in the next quarter, and one of them is going to go look at properties and buy one this weekend. See the difference of that next level of intentions? It allows something to happen, something specific to happen. Somebody just said before you started that guy that they wanted to share. I don't know who that was, but I'd like to hear it.
Say it again.
Somebody said that they had something they wanted to share right before you started that one example.
Oh, okay, please. Who was it?
No, I was saying that I'll share mine.
Okay.
Right now, waiting to hear back from 2 potential buyers for appointments this week. But I've already scheduled. I actually kind of what you were talking about on Friday about setting your schedule or setting it up so that other people won't hijack your own schedule.
Yep.
So pretty much set that up already for the time frames that I have open, and in the time frames that I don't have open, what I have planned is 75 contacts. And the way I do my contacts, I do it by any means necessary. So whether it's a phone call, text, whatever I can get my hands on to kind of get in front of someone, that's what I do. And then from there, the plan, the end result from it is to get 1 more appointment. I would like to have another appointment next week. So a minimum of 1 appointment out of the 75 contacts throughout the week.
I love it. Now, let me ask you just for fun, because last week you reported you got like 5 opportunities from that 1 open house.
Yes. So
follow-up has got to happen with those.
Oh, so yeah, I've already followed up with the contacts from that. We have been in talks. One in particular, we are looking at doing an appointment next week. The other one, is kind of just in nurturing. This past week was kind of a crazy week for me. So went under contract last week and then went under contract again over the weekend for a sell and a buy. Yeah, that last week was, I didn't get to, well, I can't say I didn't plan to make the prospects that I should have made last week. And it was funny that you said that on Friday too, like, hey, you're going to get to a point where, you're going to have to, schedule out your time. And it was last week that
Right.
happened. So I took note of that, and this week, schedule out my time. to make sure that I do my prospecting while, you know, the other wheels are in motion.
Good, much better clarity, right?
Absolutely.
Yep, very proud of you.
Thank you.
How does this one sound, Jeff? I will have 25 conversations with people from my sphere, my farm, and expireds to get the first of the 5 that will pay for my new Honda car.
I like that one. 5 deals are gonna come.
Yeah.
One's gonna come now, and she knows exactly what she's gonna do with the money. And how she's gonna find the 5 leads. That's a
Yeah.
great example.
Now, that would be a consistent thing to do because you're probably not going to get 5 out of the 25 yet. I'm not saying it can't happen, but probably won't. But if you did this week and next week and the week after that, you're well on your way to your 5. Okay. I will contact 5 FISBOs and I will continue contacting leads from my ad I am running. I will contact 40 contacts in my sphere. Nice.
And what's gonna happen as a result of that?
There you go.
All right, we got it one level deeper, guys.
I think sometimes also we forget about you also have to have some blind faith. You have to have like faith that it's going to happen. You have to have some belief that it's going to happen. You can have all the clarity in the world that this is what I want, but you also have to have some belief. Like when you get in your car and you put the address in the GPS, you don't question whether the GPS is going to take you where you're going. I sure hope it doesn't take me on the wrong road and put me in the wrong damn city. Like, you know, that's like David first said, releasing your attachment to the process. You don't worry if the road is going to be paved. You don't worry if there's going to be traffic because it'll tell you, it'll reroute if there's traffic. It'll give you all of those options as you go. You have faith that it's going to get you where you're supposed to be. So you can have all the clarity in the world. You can have all of the intentions in the world. But if you also don't let go a little bit and have some blind faith and have a little bit of belief that it's going to happen, and you don't operate every single day as you're taking these actions that it's going to happen, you're missing that little piece, that attraction piece, that law of attraction piece. And sometimes we forget about that little piece of just knowing that we have to believe it's going to happen. You have to know that it's going to happen the same way, you know, I'm going to put the address in and it's going to get me there, and I'm going to turn where it tells me to turn, and it's going to pop up every now and then and say, there's an accident. Do you want to go around it and take this way? And that's what's going to come to you as a result of your clarity and focus, setting the intentions and believing that these things are going to happen.
Absolutely.
Do you mind if I chime in again?
No, go ahead.
My personal goal, and with Jimmy and Ann just been unbelievable, is my goal in the next 2 months. I'm going to be a master of this Moxie stuff. And the reason I say that is when I went to the convention and they're in there, I called them my big boy flyers. I gave 50 flyers and got, I'm sorry, 80 flyers from Century 21 agents all over the world. So in Moxie, they're all in there. They're collaborators as one group, but I'm going to create some kind of a template to get referrals, so I'm top of mind with these 80 agents from all over the world.
You know, I get a lot of emails from a lot of people, and there's a company in England called Sophia something or other. And I get their emails. Somebody's on some of their lists, and they send me their listings from England. Fascinating, right? Ryan Van Gundy is a kid who used to work for us 15, 20 years ago in Tampa. He lives in Colorado now, and I'm on his database. And every time he gets a listing, I get a note from him talking about the town and the stuff they're going through. Who does a great job in our company is Kevin Friel. Kevin, every time he gets a listing, he writes a story about the listing and all the work he did to hold it together and how happy the people were at the end of the process. Every time he makes a sale, you get a story about how the sale worked and all the hard things he did to pull together to keep the buyer happy, to make sure everything closed good, right? That's a real big, important part. So I'm going to go out on a limb this time and say, if you don't feel you're comfortable with some of the prospecting things we have set up for you, like Moxie. Set the intention, like Dale just said, I'm going to focus on Moxie and get comfortable with it. Because it is that important. I was going to pick on Ryan again. So those 5 prospects you got last week, did you put them in Moxie?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes.
So
So they're in Moxie. So you're not
Yeah,
going to forget about them.
yeah.
Right. And how, I was talking this morning on my walk, and I buy this fancy dog food for Lily, and it's from a guy named Dr. Marty. And the guy bombards the crap out of me with emails. Like every day I get an email from Dr. Marty saying, is your dog sleeping well? Try this trick. By the way, give him treats often. And here's my treats, and there's a special discount today. But like every day, it's too much. So what Jimmy's recommending is at least a holiday campaign. Happy St. Patrick's Day, happy Easter, happy Cinco de Mayo. All just those little touch points. It's not a lot. I think there's 16 throughout the course of a year. But if you meet somebody and you get a connection with them, don't just put strangers in there. Somebody has a connection that has the intention to buy something in the next year or so. Put them on that so they at least think of you. Because I was just talking about, I need to seal my pavers at my pool. And the company that I had, Phoenix, I remembered them because they stayed in touch with me. They did a fantastic job. I called them to come out. They don't do that anymore. It's too much work. And so I found another company, and they came out and did a good job. The kid was really nice and fast, and it was good, but I can't remember them. There's no communication whatsoever. If they had a CRM, it'd hit me once a month and said, hey, it's been 2 years since your pavers has been sealed. It might be time now. They'd have business coming to them. But now I'm going to have to find somebody else. And one of my neighbors says, well, the guy that did mine, I got his card. I'll send you a text. Right. So that's how I'm going to get my business. Now I should be doing business with that kid who did it. He worked for a big company, but they did not stay in touch with me. And it's not me being mean. I just don't remember how many people. They come in that little mailbox flyers or whatever it was. So I made connection. They came out, they did the job. I paid them. It was good. And they went dark. Right. But the people that Ryan met, or any of you met last week, something's going to happen to them. They're going to go to the doctor and find out something's wrong, and it's going to delay this purchase. Delay, not cancel, delay. And then time's going to go by. And if you're not in touch with them, they're going to forget who you are. So this becomes really, really important as a namesake. And we talked last week about what I call pause and reflect. And it's funny, I'm reading this book and the guy said, you need to pause and reflect at the end of the day and think about what you did and take those actions at the end of the day and just keep caught up. So it's another scheduled item, action event. Okay, okay, good. Okay, Don, I'm going to add to that. One serious buyer and one serious seller to help me pay off one credit card. Perfect.
Which credit card? By when? Right.
Ooh, you don't have to tell us that, but you should know that.
Yeah. But that's the next part for your intention. The clear.
So what does that do?
Done. 90% of it's done.
I don't know how much your credit card, and I don't want to know, but I imagine you're making payments on that credit card every month. So that's going to free up that cash flow. You don't have to pay that payment anymore. Isn't that going to be nice? And that could be a car payment for some people. I plan to send out 50 postcards to renters about that. Perfect. About down payment program. And we'll follow up with phone calls next week. I'll make 25 contacts. My goal is for at least half of those to be new contacts. Love it. Okay.
Hey, Craig.
Yep.
It's Jackie.
Jackie.
I did all of my text on Monday and sent out 650 e-blast because I was going down to Boca. I rented a house while I was down there to watch little Jackie get her master's. I was able, with all the work I've done, to write a check for her first half of her medical school tuition.
Wow.
So I was able to help her so that she's not going to come out of medical school with, hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. And then in addition to that, while I was there, the house I rented, the lady said she had multiple houses. And I said, have you ever thought of expanding to Tampa Bay? And sent her a couple houses, and her and I are are communicating with her possibly buying more homes in this area to use as Airbnb. So I think it was a really good week. And this week I intend to just keep going. I have a new listing coming on the market. I just got a phone call. I was off the line for a minute because I got clear to close on my first buyer that was qualified for no money down. So we're all ready to go, and we got her paperwork is in. Everything looks really good. We're just waiting for the appraisal to come back. And I also have a new buyer I'm taking out tomorrow.
All while taking care of your husband.
Yes,
How's he doing?
not good.
No.
No, but you know what? The person that stayed with my husband while I was out of town for a couple of days for the graduation was a past client
Oh, wow.
who stayed at my house overnight with Mark for several days. And then when I got back, sat down and said, we think we need a bigger house, so we need to talk. And I'm taking them out Wednesday to go look at a 7-bedroom house down in Berry Bay. So
Manifestation, right? Put the thoughts in the
Yep.
universe. and
yeah,
You need the help. It's awesome. Okay, let's get another kind side here. Guys, we're not trying to be slave drivers here, right? We're just trying to help you see what you want to do and then give you some guidance to do it and some reward and some pats on the back or kicks in the butt as necessary, right? So there's no pressure. Somebody wrote in their husband's been sick and the son's sick. It's been a rough week. That's going to happen. So don't feel bad. Please don't feel that we're pushing you and we're disappointed if you don't do it one week, right? This is all about you, right? But even with this person going through all this stuff, they made 5 personal connections last week and they're going to try to send out 50, I don't like that word. I'm going to send out 50 messages this week and make at least 5 good connections while you've got a sick household. That's deserves commendation, right? So that's 5 personal connections and 50 contacts. Love it. 4 more coming. I will host an open house to connect with buyers. I will make 15 new connections. I will add them to Moxie and introduce them to my lender to get pre-approved. This will lead to 2 closings. That's pretty good. I like it. So that is 15 connections in Moxie.
Hey,
Growing your
guys, good
Moxie
morning.
is big. And 2 closings. Is that you, Thomas?
No, good morning, guys. This is Jose. Fairly new, but I want to say I did my first open house this weekend. Did it for Ray, and Kelly helped. So I have 2. Well, we had 3 people show up, which is cool, but only 1 person kind of filled out the guest form completely. Well, 2 of them. 1 person just left out his contact information. However, one of the things I was thinking about when we talk about my circle, I went to my barber shop and I was talking to my barber, and he had recently told me he purchased a home. And mind you, I was kind of like, well, you know, I told you what I was doing a while ago. And when I went back to him Saturday, we spoke, and he's like, well, I didn't buy it, I'm renting. And I was like, aha. And so mind you, it was towards later in the evening. But I'm starting to speak with him, and I think I'm also going to shop around in that barber shop to help some of these other gentlemen who just, you know, my barber was honest. He's like, look, Puerto Rico, I don't know finances. I'm 30 years old, doesn't even have a credit card. And I was like, okay, but we need to get you started some way, somehow. So
yeah,
just going to kind of farm there for a little bit, just kind of get these guys in the right path, see who's serious. And within a matter of time, we could, as you guys say, manifest and see if I get this guy rolling. Because I told him after my separation, it took me maybe 2 years to get things on track. I said, but it goes by so fast, and the rewards of it is just amazing. So I'm going to follow up, put these people that I got in Moxie, but also hit that circle as well, and reach back out to some people I spoke to 2 weeks ago to see if they're what's the word? If they're ready to move forward, because a lot of them were just concerned about the market and interest rates and stuff like that. But
yeah,
you know, I just have to reassure them, like, it's nothing's going to change. Like, you're just, you don't get time back. You're just wasting time and losing money instead of investing in yourself and your family.
Jose, I think you're going to do well because your concern is for helping the people.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
I like it.
Roger that.
Joanna, I think that is the company I use, Premier Pro Wash and Seal. This is an excellent example. So here I am talking to people, right? Just doing what I'm doing. And what is Matthew calling it? Giving the gift. So I just mentioned to you guys, I needed a paver guy. And Joanna says, I highly recommend Premier Pro Wash and Seal. And I'm pretty sure that's who I used, but I didn't remember their name and I would have used them again. But look at that. Is that manifesting? I need a pro washer and all of a sudden I got one. I was not expecting to get one from you guys, but it just hopped up. So I'm making myself aware. I put thoughts in the universe and then things fall in my lap. Same thing happens to you. It could be little things. It could be big things. I've had some big things that are falling in my lap too. Excellent. Otis, way to be opportunistic, Jackie. Okay, we had to work on some of these word choices, guys. Your brain is a tool and it needs clear instructions. So I'm going to try to do 2 open houses. No, I'm going to do 2 open houses. I plan to go through my sphere of influence and categorize them in an ABC. No, I'm going to go through my SOI and categorize them as, that's an excellent. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It doesn't have to be I'm going to make contacts today. It's good. I'm so screwed up. I got to get my act together. So this week I'm going to get my act together with Moxie or with this or with whatever it's going to be. So I plan to, I'm going to go through my SOI and categorize them as ABC, who will likely refer me, et cetera, just like what just happened with Joanna and me. I will also touch base with my farm. I will also touch base with my farm, RSP mailers, and create CMAs for those interested. And I will sit down and track my numbers in order to get to that emergency funds of 25,000 bucks. Excellent. Love it. RSP, CMAs. Oh, this is going to be so much fun on Friday. Yeah, Whippa just went through a big health scare situation. She's recovered, but that drained her. Right. So now she's got to rebuild. That's a tough thing to do, but you can do it, girl. Go get a mic. Showing today for a buyer and making a contract for another offer. Do or don't. There is no try, says Yoda. Right, Lauren? I will get a current client under contract and get a new one pre-approved. I will mail out just sold postcards, currently working on my investment property. Love it.
Okay, I'll go. I was writing everything.
I was waiting
down.
for you. I knew you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was writing everything down so I could have an order and not blather on. Okay. So I have a new activity this week from the Preferred Client Club. We got a stack. I've got a stack of those cards to send out, and I've just been doing a little at a time, thinking, I always like to stick something in there, and like a lotto ticket or this, that, the other, and I keep waiting to get it. I'm like, no, just flip and do it. I write a personal note in each one. I've got a huge stack, and I'm just going to finish that up today, get that out. And I want to do, see, and that's another contact, because I always get feedback.
Absolutely.
From the cards. So I'm getting that all done today, because today is Moxie Monday. I'm filling up that glass with the rocks. Moxie Monday, and in that Moxie, I'm going to do at least 5 CMAs this week, at least. I think there's going to be more, because like I said, I've reached out and I have done on both ends of the spectrum in my pipeline, the the ones that have the equity, I've been sending all that out. And the other ones that have been fence sitters or chronic renters, I'm doing the DPAs. So at least 5 CMAs on that side, at least 5 more DPA clients. And I'm also going to be reviewing the RSP. I reviewed the RSPs last week when I had to approve the mailers, and I was checking the turnover rates, which were once very high. That's why I chose. I've got 6 neighborhoods in RSP, and I reviewed them, and the turnover rates have dropped. So I need to reassess.
I wouldn't do that. You've built brand recognition in there now, and you're going to throw it all away. If you drop that and go to another one, you're going to start all over again.
Well, I'm the ones. No, I'm not all of them, because I like most of them. I like most of the neighborhoods. One is a smaller one near me that is, it's really dropped. So I'm just going to reassess. I'm not going to.
Well, reassess, but remember, shit
Right.
happens to everybody at different times.
Right,
And when one home sells, usually 2 more sell right away.
right,
And there's just a lot of stability in the neighborhoods right now because a lot of people don't want to move, especially in affordable home areas. Because they purchase low, their interest rates are low, and it makes no sense to move, and they don't have to.
right.
So, but at some point, life will happen to them and they're going to go. And farming's just a consistent thing. You got to do it forever.
I know. I'm just going to reassess. I'm not going
You
to.
can add more maybe, but I wouldn't.
Yeah,
It's up to you.
I probably will. And then I also have the run-of-the-mill buyers that I'm hoping to get. I want to get at least 2 under contract this week, and need to do something with these listings. I had price reductions on all of them. I still keep getting lowball offers, like they're distressed properties, and it's pissing me off. I do not know what else to do. There's new roofs, price reductions, and I'm at a standstill. So I'm delving into seeing.
No, you're approaching a normal market.
Yeah,
You're still conditioned that houses are supposed to sell in a week or 2.
Well, no, these have been sitting for a while, especially my one up in Hudson that just had a drastic price reduction, and they extended it for another month, which is coming up on the 15th. It's well below appraisal, new roof, totally upgraded waterfront home with a dock and a boat lift, and that is going to always perplex me. The only thing I could think of, it's location. That is the only reason that is not selling.
Yep.
So
I'm adding contacts to my Moxie and add my appointments to my calendar. Good, for better organization. I love it. Once this is done, I'm completing my weekly post office mail-ins this week. And I've already registered my account with Everyday Door Direct last week. Perfect. All right, so part of this, a lot of you are new, so it's okay to get organized. Right? But at some point, you got to stop getting organized and start talking. I wanted to mention Mike's post this morning. Did you guys see it? It's very
Yes.
good. I'm going through that right now, so I thought it was very interesting. I'm going to show it. It's amazing the things we do as a company that other companies just don't do. So this is Puma saying, what's your legacy? Secure your family's future by setting up a trust for your home, avoid probate, reduce estate taxes, and protect your property from creditors. As your local agent, I can guide you through the process and connect you with your estate planning attorneys who can help. Contact me to learn more. That's a really cool thing that I didn't do, and my CPA said, you really need to do this now. So he set up a trust for me, and now I got to transfer all my stuff in, right? So I've got a guy, you probably don't have a guy, but if you have a guy, let me know, send me a text, and I'll send you his information. But this is a nice little message to send out. And some of you will do this and some of you won't do this. But, and you don't have to do it every day, but if you did one a week even, but Mike wants you to post every day so you stay relevant in front of everybody. So there's a post for you to send. Here's a text that you can send. Here's an email that you can put into Moxie, which Jimmy's going to actually put into Moxie for you right after this meeting. So it'll be set up to, but once again, you got to be Moxie database set up. So just all these different opportunities. If you don't like what we have to say, then say what Mike has to say. If you don't like what Mike has to say what you want to say. Mike, yes, I've already posted to Facebook. Perfect. I love it. Okay, I don't have everybody. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 15 of you. So 15 of 56. The rest of you are hiding.
If you
Unless
don't want
I
to
didn't
share
hear
it
from
on
you.
here, just send an email to Craig, Jimmy, Jeff, myself, or all of us together individually, whoever you feel most comfortable sharing that with. Send your intentions, send your clarity, send any of that to us, and we'll help you tweak it. We'll help hold you accountable, and we'll help you stay focused on it.
There you go. Cool. Do you like this idea? So you guys come up with your own interesting things to do rather than us telling you what to do. We'll keep telling you what to do too. But some of you aren't doing it. And I think as we grow with this idea anyway, you're going to pick up, oh man, that thing Ryan did work. Maybe I'll try that. And we can learn from each other's new successes too. But I really would like to get some more interaction, voice interaction from you guys. So don't be afraid. Right? It's very cool.
And share on Friday. Just
Yeah.
write it down. Open up your phone right now, type it into your phone, your notes. You don't even have to share it if you don't want to, but just have your intention going to happen and just watch what happens, guys. Just watch what happens, but make sure you have the clarity in there that what's going to put that big smile on your face this week or as a result of doing this work. Clarity, focus, action, accountability. That's it.
Yep. Remember what I showed you at sales meeting last week? Jody Myers came out and addressed the managers last Monday, and she was so happy that we were down 22%. I'm like, what do you mean you're happy we're down 20 over first quarter of last year, which was still when interest rates were below 3%. And everybody else is down 40 to 60%. So she said, whatever you guys are doing is working, and we're doing just fine. So very cool. All right, since you guys are talking so much, are you clear? Any questions?
Can I add something?
Sure.
I was on the call earlier when you were talking about Tom Ferry. I just wanted to say I am like over the top excited about this because I manifest all the time. So if I could take it and it works. And so if I could take it to the nth degree through that program, I am like so freaking excited. I can't even put it into words.
Oh, and he's funny too, and fun.
Yeah, it was a no freaking brainer. I was waiting for the price. He goes, the normal price, $17.95. I'm like, okay, wait for it. I thought it was gonna be like half price, but like for $2.95, that's a no damn brainer.
I agree.
So I'm so excited for that.
Oh, and I was supposed to send an email out yesterday because that Friday night or Sunday night at 7 was a cutoff. So that is over. So if you want to do it now, it's $17.95. It was $2.50 or $2.95 until Sunday night. So I know they had 12 people sign up right away. No, that was the other one. Mike, you want to talk about Monica's class real quick? Because that's starting next week, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna send out an email after this, one last email with, if you want to sign up for that, you can. She's running a class all next week. So this will be kind of your last week to be able to sign up for that. If you're interested in getting leads from her e-leads that she's driving, which are mainly from realtor.com, probate, and a couple other sources, she does drive a lot of leads. In order to be eligible for those leads, you do have to take her course. That's just her way of getting you to put some skin in the game, but also making sure that you're going to follow the lead conversion process. And she's an amazing teacher of that process. She's been doing this for a really long time. So there is a cost to that. It's $250. So it is an investment. But I know, I think we've had 12 or so, maybe 15 already sign up. There's only a few slots left, but because she only takes so many per class, but I will send out an email following this. And if you are interested and haven't done so already, sign up using that link and then she'll reach out to you as well.
Okay. All right, and we will prepare one heck of a sales meeting for tomorrow. Managers will meet at 11 o'clock to talk about that. And Tina White says Monica is the best, 100% recommended. Nice. Cool. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. It's 9:25 on May 8th. We talked about manifesting, we talked about setting intentions, and many of you set public intentions, which I really appreciate. And Friday, we'll talk about how you did. And if the more you share, the more we're all gonna grow. Because somebody liked what Dale did, and Dale might like what somebody else did, and Lauren did this, and Jackie did that, and Mindy did this, and Mindy, I didn't get your intentions. I'm a bug, I know it. Sarah, you were quiet today. Okay. You guys can get with Rachel. Cool. All right.
I can share something briefly if we've got time.
I do.
So Chris and I had an open house yesterday, but I wanted to brag on Shayna Turner a little bit. So we had a great open house. We did a neighborhood open house for an hour before, like Dale did, very similar, had great traffic through, but Shayna and I have danced around each other a little bit with our listings and sales somehow in the last couple of years. And she had a client who bought last year in the same neighborhood, and she invited them with her to come to the open house and go get some ideas and maybe meet some neighbors, and just I thought that was a great way to reconnect with clients, and she's kept in touch well too, but
That was a great
that
idea.
was a
I
cool
like
way
it.
to,
So if we're having an open house in a neighborhood that you sold a house, invite your past client to go and check it out with you.
absolutely.
And meet some neighbors and that type of thing and get some ideas. And perfect.
Yep.
There's an idea that some of you might
people
say, hey,
through.
that's a good idea.
She got the time, like Shayna actually just got something under contract and was going to do an open house herself, but then had the time and, made it happen. But we had 30 people through the open house and great feedback. More follow-up to do today. So that's the goal for the week.
It kills me. The real estate recession that we're in has 30 people at an open house and prices are still going up. And it's just, it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Stop watching the news and start watching the market. And remember, it's micro markets. Some are good, some are bad.
Yeah, it's definitely micro markets.
Did we get Ina's intentions yet? Well, I guess her intention is to translate your message to Germans and get some reservations over there.
That's right.
That's right.
How many prospects do you intend to get out of the German presentation?
Guys,
What's that?
we are manifesting as we are sitting in and listening to you guys.
She's got 15
15
sales.
15 sales.
There are 15 buyers from Florida real estate just tapping into the market. So
Love it. Well, 15 is just, that's 10% of the building be the Germans.
right.
There you go.
They can't buy it until after we get to buy them.
Just need to fix their attitudes, their vision.
Yeah.
We got to get the clarity back on track.
There's a whole different vision of the world here that's not as abundant as ours.
Well, I'm looking at the cloud cover and the doom and gloom of the weather. I mean,
Yeah.
here it's nothing but sunshine and blue skies. It's incredible outside right now.
Right.
Snappy a picture.
Cool.
All
From Florida.
right.
Yeah.
Best wishes for you guys tomorrow. And
Thank you
for joining. And
And make
everybody
sure
else,
you guys get the date for next Thursday
yes.
for the beach making deal. Come on out. And then we'll do a head count beginning of the week next week. So we know how many people are coming for lunch, but just mark it out on your calendar and come on over. It'd be 10:30 to 12:30.
Yep.
Thursday.
And then think about the marketing materials left for that. That'd be a whole new set of texts to your group and
Yep.
and just like
And
it happened with Joanna sending me those people for pressure washing and sealing my pavers. That's how it works. So you put the message out that you need something and then you get something.
Right.
Perfect. Love it. Happy Monday.
All right.
See you tomorrow morning, 8:30.
Bye guys.
Bye all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.